Hey guys, it is Monday, and I'm sorry that it took me so long to get your video up and going today. The last week kind of kicked my ass between work and classes and no sleep, and obviously, I burnt myself last night, and I feel like I'm getting sick, which never happens to me unless I'm burning the candle at both ends, which I definitely did last week. And I feel okay right now. I've just got like the runny nose that won't stop itching and won't stop running. And now I'm like feeling kind of raw. But hopefully I can fight this off with some rest and some extra Shakeology and some good nutrition, because the last thing I want is to have to pause my workouts. So I'm well enough today to get it done. But anyways, I wanted to come to you guys today on Monday Mindset. This I kind of did this. There we go. Sorry, I'm going to be dabbing my nose throughout this. I look like a mess, but I know you guys don't care. You're here for the message, right? So the message today that I wanted to talk to you guys about is about how do I stick to my commitments? How do I not lose steam? How do I keep pushing towards my goals when it gets hard? Right? Nobody said this was going to be easy. I did not make that promise to a single one of you. I never said it would be easy. I said it would be worth it. If it were easy, everybody would do it, right? If it were easy, we all would have done it a long time ago, right? So I want you guys to get that whole this is hard thing that, we all, when something gets hard, it sort of builds up in us, and it's so natural, second nature to say, oh, it's hard, and to see ourselves start to back down. And that is sort of our human nature nowadays. Probably not historically, but there's a reason that we feel fear. There's a reason that we feel apprehension when things get hard. It's because it's in those moments that we are sort of challenged to push past what we're comfortable with. It's those moments that we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because we know that when we feel that discomfort, that means that that's our opportunity to grow bigger than we are currently in our current skin, right? So change happens from the inside out, and I know that you want to run away when it gets hard. I do too, but I just know through experience that when it gets hard, that's my opportunity. That's my opportunity to get a little bit stronger, to learn a little bit more about myself and what I'm capable of. That's my moment to prove to myself that I'm stronger than that feeling of discomfort, and that I'm stronger than all the excuses that feeling of discomfort is going to cause me to come up with in my head. We're really good at telling ourselves stories to limit ourselves. Those self-limiting stories help us stay in that comfortable place. But where it's comfortable is not where we grow and change, right? If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you, right? And I know it's not easy, but it's really, really important, because we have to sort of decide. Everything that we do is a decision, right? We have to decide that we want to change more than we want to stay the same. And that's a big decision, right? A big decision that once it's made definitively, once you decide that you want to change more than you want to stay the same, and then you decide that you're willing to be uncomfortable to do so, and you decide that you're going to do things even when they're hard, even when you don't want to, when you make that decision, it sort of catapults you into a whole new category of your journey, right? Like when we start our journey, we're really excited. Everything sort of is, not that the workouts are easy or that the nutrition plan is easy, but it's easy to make the decisions, right? Those daily decisions, because we're excited and it's new and we really, really, really want to get those results, right? But then 3 weeks passes and we haven't lost 15 pounds and we have a bad day and we're feeling a little bloated. And we start to immediately tell ourselves these stories that limit our potential. The only limits that exist are the ones that we place on ourselves. And so this very much becomes, even though our goal is physical change, whether that be in our health or our weight or our energy levels, we crave physical change, but the change has to happen from the inside out. And you guys hear me say that all the time, and I'll never stop saying it, because it's 100% true. Because when it gets hard and you want to quit and you really don't want to do your workout and you're running short on time and you start to do your workout and 5 minutes into it, your head's going, I can't, oh my God, it's hard, I'm huffing and puffing, I'm sweating, I was so much stronger last week, oh, I suck. You start that like cycle of self-deprecating inner chatter, and you really want to just quit, right? Oh, I'll just, excuse me. You start giving yourselves reasons in your head why you can just only give half of your effort today. Or maybe you can just decide like, oh, it's not really going to matter. I've done so well in my workout so far. So if I just don't do today's workout, it's not going to make that big of a difference. I'm just looking at how crazy I look right now. So we start telling ourselves that, right? And it really screws with our mindset. And it really screws, like, let's say, for example, during that workout, when you start telling yourself things, and I'm speaking from experience because this has happened to me multiple times, even just in this program so far. When you start telling yourself those things, you know, you push a little bit less hard, you kick a little bit more weak, you maybe don't, choose your heavy weights over your light ones, I hope I'm making sense. You choose your lighter weights over your heavy weights. And the cycle just, it's this negative cycle. So the important thing is to learn to push through those self-limiting beliefs that we all have in our heads, and to decide what kind of person we want to be, right? Like, what kind of person do you want to be? Do you want to be the person that when something gets hard, you give up and you run the other direction and you just stay where you're comfortable in that little bubble? Because I'll tell you, if that's the kind of person you want to be, don't ever expect to change in any aspect of your life, whether it's your health and fitness journey, or your job, or your family, or creating a better relationship with your spouse, or making the hard decisions when it comes to your kids. I don't think that any of you here want to be the kind of person that runs away when things get hard, because I know all of you. I know you all want to prove to yourself that you're capable of doing hard things. So do we decide to give up, or do we decide to be the kind of person who finds a way, who finds some sort of grit within them, who does it even when they don't feel motivated, who does the hard things even when our brain's telling us that we can't, right? That's the kind of people that we want to be, because I know you guys and I know myself, and that's the kind of people that we are capable of becoming. But we have to be willing to get uncomfortable. We have to be determined to make the hard decisions no matter what, no matter how we're feeling, no matter how crazy life gets. We have to be willing to detach ourselves from the emotional or the mental, like, sort of, my mind buzzes all the time. You guys can probably tell that when I'm trying to make videos for you. It's really hard for me to keep any single train of thought. My brain is just spinning all the time, right? So I have to be able to intercept that and say, whatever's going on up here does not matter. I decided to give this 30 days. I decided that I wanted to change the way that I look or the way that my clothes fit. I decided that I wanted to get stronger. And I decided at the beginning of this program that by the end of this program, I was going to be able to do all the push-ups, or whatever your individual goals are, right? Our goals are different. Healthy looks different for each of us. It's a personal journey. So whatever you decided you wanted at the beginning, you got to keep that right in the front of your brain, because the emotion connected to that and the drive that you started with is going to be what's going to help you stop yourself in your tracks when you're making excuses. It's going to be the thing that's going to help you intercept those negative thoughts. It's going to be the thing that's going to say, yes, I really, really, really freaking want the ice cream, the whole tub of ice cream. That's what I really want. And is it really going to make a difference? We have to be able to stop ourselves and say, I have goals. I made a commitment and I'm going to decide, I'm going to choose to eat a cup of yogurt for dessert instead of that container of ice cream. Or I'm going to decide that I'm going to mix up a shake instead of eating the ice cream, right? I'm going to decide not to impulsively grab for treats because I've decided, you guys see the theme here? Motivation isn't something that some of us are gifted with and other people aren't. Determination isn't something that is for a select few, right? People always message me and say, I wish I had your motivation, or I wish I had your self-discipline. Oh my God, you can ask anybody who's known me for any significant amount of time. I am the least self-disciplined person on the planet. It's not something we're born with. It's something that we develop, right? How do we develop self-discipline? How do we develop the drive to make the hard decisions when everything around us is telling us not to, that it's too hard, that we can't do it, that it's not going to make a difference in the long-term results? How do we become that kind of a person? Through practice, through individual decisions made over and over and over and over again over time until it becomes a habit. I always tell people, I am not an incredibly driven person at all. I am perfectly content being comfortable and lazy on my couch, right? I have to make a decision every single day, sometimes every single hour of that day on the really tough days. I have to continually decide to make decisions that are going to bring me closer to those goals. I've recommended to challengers in the past, if you're motivated by a trip coming up where you have to wear a bathing suit, hang that bathing suit on your damn TV. Hang a picture of you in that bathing suit on your refrigerator door. If you have a 10K race coming up, just thinking of Kristen and the race that she did the other day, right? If you've got that coming up and you're working out hard and nailing down your nutrition so that you can be ready for a race, right? You hang your sneakers on the TV or the bib from your last race, or right up there, my 10K time is, on a piece of paper, and put it somewhere where you're going to see it every day. Hang it on the damn wall next to your bed so that when you roll over and you want to press snooze, that's the first thing that your eyes see, right? Whatever you have to do to keep your end goal in front of you every single day, seeing it sometimes isn't enough. You have to either be able to see it in your mind, moment to moment to moment. Ow, I tried to snap on my burn. Or every morning, or whatever it is, it has to be there as a constant reminder of what it is that we're fighting for, right? Are you a fighter, or are you somebody who's going to retreat? I know you all are fighters. I've seen it, but I also know that this week is a hard week. I know that the last 10 days of this challenge, it's easy to lose sight of those goals. It's easy to start falling back into old habits. Don't do it. Decide that you're not going to do it. Decide that you're going to see this thing through, because the success that you have here in this 30 days is about, yes, it's about your physical transformation, but your physical transformation is only a reflection of how much you've changed on the inside. So, if you are changing like that on the inside, if you're getting comfortable being uncomfortable, and you're getting comfortable pushing outside your self-imposed limits, if you're getting comfortable making hard decisions, if you're getting comfortable saying no to the things that brought you comfort before, for example, the biggest example, food, of course, that is going to spill over. Those things that you're learning about yourself, learning how strong you are, learning that you can do hard things, learning that you can push through discomfort. I just keep imaging, however cliche it may sound, I keep imagining, the caterpillar becoming a butterfly, right? You have to be able to expand beyond the current shell that you have created over the years leading up to this point, right? We have to decide the people that we want to be. And on this physical journey, the changes that happen to you on the inside will spill over into every other part of your life, right? because you'll prove to yourself that you're stronger than your excuses. You'll prove to yourself that you can be uncomfortable and still succeed. In fact, you have to be uncomfortable to truly succeed at any goal you have, right? So, how will you feel if you give up on yourself, though? What will that make you feel like? I've done it before. It made me feel like shit. Sorry if your kids are in the room. You maybe all have learned by now not to to put your earphones in when there's somebody in the room who's offended by foul language, because it flies out of my mouth sometimes. But, how will you feel if you give up on yourself? I'll tell you, in the past, when I've given up on myself, it felt horrible. It felt worse than the hardest workout. It felt worse than having to say no to my bag of Swedish fish that I love to eat. It felt worse than saying no to, I still get cravings for fast food. Somebody had Carl's Jr. in the hospital the other night, and I kept looking at his burger and thinking about how good it smelled and how bad I wanted one. Now, if I ate it, I'd probably think it tasted disgusting because it's been so long since I've eaten that crap, and I'll taste the chemicals and it won't be nearly what I think it was. But my brain was reverting back to those old addictions that I had, right? We have to continually decide not to give up on ourselves, because we know that we're going to feel worse if we do. And if we don't, if we do the hard things and really continue to work to change ourselves, then, we will gain more self-confidence. And, that whole I'm not disciplined thing will start to shift, right? Because discipline is learned, it's created. Motivation doesn't come naturally, right? Like, the motivation will always wear off. And what are you going to do? Are you going to rely on external motivation to determine whether or not you reach your goals? That sounds silly, right? Like, are you going to allow external forces to decide your fate? No, you're in control. We are all in control. That's important. I'm going to say it again. You and me and every single person on two legs is in complete control over their life and the outcomes of their life. And that starts with decisions that you make every single day, every single hour, sometimes every single minute, sometimes every single meal, sometimes I have to look at my core de force workouts. I can't look at the fact that I've got 12 rounds, because I'll just start talking myself down over and over and over again. So what I have to do, all I can do sometimes, is make the decision to push as hard as I can in each individual round or in each individual move, right? Like, I have to say, I only have to do these rolling jumps or squat jumps or whatever for 30 more seconds. And so I focus just on that 30 seconds. And then when the next exercise comes around, I focus just on that, just for that minute, right? Think about your journey that way. When it gets hard, focus on that one hard decision, and then focus on the next hard decision. Don't think about the big picture. Think about whatever you're struggling with right now. And every single time you go to open that fridge to make a decision on what you're going to eat, focus on that one decision, right? That's the way that I get through it. That's the way that I've been able to make this a lifestyle. And I want you guys to know that you are stronger than you think. You are so capable of achieving every single one of your goals, but we have to be willing to do it when it's not easy, okay? We have to be able to do it no matter what challenges come our way. And if we mess up, we have to give ourselves grace and forgiveness and move on and make that next hard decision, right? So, I can't believe I wish I would have started with this, just because I don't want anybody to miss it. But the winner with, I don't have it in front of me, it was like 205 points for the week's prize is Cynthia. So Cynthia, let me grab my gift that I have for you. Sorry. So I don't know if you guys saw on the last the last call that we did with everybody, the prize that I had given to Jamie, but I had found another one, and these are my favorite. I love them. Every time I see one, I buy one because I want to give them away to you guys. So Cynthia, for the participation points challenge this week, competition, last week I guess it was, with 205 points, I'm sending you this Fit Happens journal. Like I was saying before, I love these because they have a place for, first and foremost, to say what you're grateful for, right? I think starting the day with gratitude can completely change our perspective on our day, rather than starting it with worry or negativity or all the to-do list items. If we just take a moment and start every day with a little bit of gratitude, we'll be so much more effective at that long to-do list or the challenges that you know that lie ahead of you. So 3 things you're grateful for, 1 thing or your goal to live life fit today. So like you might put, get my workout done, or you might put, nail my nutrition plan 80%, or you might put, if you're Kristen, no treats today, or whatever, right? And then 1 thing you appreciate about your strong body. So it's really important not just to look about what we're running from in terms of our body, the insecurities that we have, and to not always look so far ahead at where we want to be, but just to take a moment to appreciate where you are now. What is something that you appreciate about your strong bod today? And then there's a place to rate your days, your workout, how many minutes you did, what it was, how you felt, your food, what you ate, or maybe where you messed up, and then your energy level rating right here, so that you can start to associate how your food is affecting the way that you feel. Today's mood, again, I like that it's right here with the exercise and nutrition and gratitude and goals and everything, because your mood is going to be directly reflected based on how you did with all this other stuff, right? And then just a daily journal, which I love. I think journaling is important. And then the This Inspires Me section. And I love that there's no lines there, because you can paste a picture, you can write a quote in, whatever it is, but a place for what inspires you that day. And then always a little inspirational quote. So this one is, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. How appropriate, right? Small efforts every single day. Make the decisions to do the hard things. No matter how you're feeling that day, you are in control. Never forget it. Okay? So sorry this went a little bit long. Cynthia, I'll be sending this out to you probably tomorrow. And you guys, we got 9 days left. I can't even believe it. I'm super proud of you all, and I hope you know that this is the time to run, to push, to make the hard decisions. This is not the time to get lazy. This is not the time to get complacent about our goals. This is the time to push for that finish line. A lot of the times in these programs, I see people get the best, most significant physical results in the last week or 2, okay? That's important, right? The last week or 2 is where I see a lot of people truly start to see changes, because all the work that you did in those first few weeks is starting to take its physical form now. I always tell myself when I'm really running into mental struggle about making a decision, like doing a workout or choosing the right foods based on my nutrition plan, when I'm struggling, I remind myself what I'm doing today will take physical form, or what I'm doing today will show up 30 days from now, right? What you eat today isn't going to show on your waistline tomorrow, but it will show 30, 60, 90 days from now. So use that to keep you in the moment and continuing to make those hard decisions, okay? Comment below with your takeaways from this video, please. And when you do, go ahead and give yourselves 10 extra points. Again, comment your takeaways below this video with your daily accountability, and give yourself an extra 10 points for the takeaways portion. Okay, guys, talk soon.